The return of my Coin Lady channel brings me much joy. As the markets begin to warm up, we're seeing some of our favorite stocks go higher in the green. In addition to discussing the current price of XRP, we will go over some important crypto news from today's hearing and other updates from the SEC. Hey there. We've got a ton of exciting stuff to cover today, including ADA's move with an ETF file. Trust me when I say that ETFs will attract serious investors to crypto assets beyond Bitcoin. Bitcoin, though, has one already. We will now discuss XRP 247 and ETH 2659, highly regarded Litecoin, ADA, BNB, Casper, Tau, produced. A greater depth of green is where they are all returning. Looking at cryptocurrencies in a more holistic light, we may observe an increase in the 7-day period. See how Litecoin has popped up green here. Its price has increased 22% in the past week. There is a golf club. Now, though, we can get to the important news. Lawmakers in the United States are experts at charting cryptocurrency. Much more to come in the pivotal hearings. Our major hearing today is called the Golden Age of Digital Assets, so you read it correctly. Time set for this hearing is 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. From this point on, I will not be listening to broadcasts. Usually I do, but I'll provide a link to it below so you can view it if you like. I am part of the Committee on Digital Assets, Financial Technology, and Artificial Intelligence, in case you were wondering. Here are the witnesses: Jonathan Jacob G., Jose Fernandez de Pont, Hun Kim Koi Garrison, and Mr. Timothy Masson. In my opinion, this is going to provide you the greatest picture of what it will be like moving forward. So you might want to watch it. Why? Because we are interested in seeing how the incoming Congress deals with digital assets. We have been discussing Litecoin, which has an all-time high and ETF approval probabilities of 90%. Once again, Litecoin is soaring in value. Indeed, let's examine the 7-day period. I am referring to this specifically. Therefore, it will require some time. Yo, it's gonna be soon, many of these gamers say. I simply do not believe it will occur as quickly as they claim. I believe they are being overly hopeful. Listen, I'm trying to be practical here, we do have time. However, it is important to understand how cryptography functions. Supposedly, they are about to get approved. So it's by the rumor, sell the news time. This is why there has been a pleasant 30% increase. Oh, lovely, lovely. The volume of Litecoins has also increased by 44% to 1.92 billion. Cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are gaining favor with the Federal Reserve, according to Fox Business correspondent Eleanor Tourette. Okay, I get. The Federal Reserve. In our earlier discussion of the Titanic, we established that the Federal Reserve is, in effect, the ship's captain. This is the captain. Keep in mind that we told Rome that they needed to start raising interest rates when inflation in the US was getting bad. Plus, he assures me that everything will be all right. The effects of inflation wear off eventually. Wow, this is going to be incredibly terrible, we all agree. No, we're cool, he says. Jerome unexpectedly arrives late to the celebration. What exactly does he do? He abandons us. 3 consecutive 75s, 75, and a drop. 75 people were hit. Why? Because, as I mentioned before, he was moving slowly. Before you judge Jerome, consider the rates he has been using. The European Central Bank has lowered interest rates, which you are already familiar with. Canada, cheaper rates, you've seen them. In the United States, Jerome is still lagging behind, even if you've seen a lot of other countries in zones cut their rates. Now, though, isn't it? The same concept, isn't it? The FET and Jerome Powell are finally getting it, even though navigating the Titanic takes time. Keep this in mind. The Federal Reserve is shifting its story on cryptocurrency. This is what Eleanor strided out. I'll also include this link below. Michelle Bowman and Christopher Wallace, both Republicans running for governor of the Federal Reserve System, signaled a more accommodating attitude toward digital assets in their Friday remarks. Their stance is negative for a number of reasons, the most important of which is that Trump is expected to appoint one of their numbers to succeed Michael Barr as the agency's vice chair for supervision, overseeing regulations. Second, while having previously voted for measures that made it more difficult for banks to deal with cryptocurrency, they now show a change in attitude and tone. Oh, by the way, they were the ones that voted against Custodians Bank joining the Federal Reserve System. Yes, this is significant. This is a significant change at the Federal Reserve. But as I mentioned before, the Fed will always lag behind because everything is moving at a snail's pace. According to what I recall, the Federal Reserve would be absent from the Wisconsin Bankers Association's Bank Executive Conference. The two governors, anticipating receptivity to the adoption of the emerging crypto industry, delivered pro-crypto speeches. When it comes to technology advancements like crypto, for example, the Republican governor highlighted the need of establishing a transparent regulatory framework, while Bowman criticized previous approaches. I'm bringing this up because, as you can see from the policy shift and the Fed's shift, don't worry, the hearing is linked below so you can watch it. The Titanic will begin to change its course to avoid the iceberg. This isn't going to happen overnight, trust me. Since there will be a more crypto-friendly government in your neighborhood, I have no doubt that it will be speedier than before. However, due to the abundance of bureaucratic red tape within the US government, it will still require time. Okay, cryptocurrency volume is still slightly below average. The current 24-hour volume for cryptocurrencies is close to 109 billion, so even if we're up 34%, I don't think that's too out there. As a matter of fact, this week has been quite peaceful, which has led up to Super Bowl Sunday. Why are we hesitating? Patiently awaiting CPI and data. If you don't want to miss anything, subscribe and turn on notifications. So, you know what? Because, indeed, it is crucial that we pay close attention to CPI data. I will be making a film about it. Next, we will examine Jeremy Hogan. This is Jeremy Hogan's statement. Even if the clearance is quick, the S1 still needs to be accepted before anything else can happen. 8 to 12 months is more in my mind at the moment. So, the Xrp ETFs will undergo preliminary approvals, followed by secondary approvals, and finally, debuts. There will be a delay. Proceed with caution, as various permits are required before a launch can occur. For example, a launch might follow the Litecoin one. My goodness, we're still on wait with Garmin even after the Litecoin one was out in October or November. We are still awaiting that action as we enter the month of February. The price of XRP is also beginning to thaw. 4.5 billion at $2.46 is where we are at the moment. That's fine with me. On the other hand, if you look at the chart, you'll see that we started behind you on Sunday, and are now working our way up. Examine the 7-day period, and you will understand my point, won't you? Once again, you detected a hint of tenderness in this. And we've been steadily climbing the ladder, especially since Litecoin was approved for the ETFs. Alright, XRP is going to start acting similarly. Keep an eye out for clickbait. The latest odds put XRP odd ETF approvals at about 70%, which is fantastic, but remember that this will take time. Yes, it will be accepted. The rapid approval of the first portion does not guarantee its immediate rollout. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. Thank you for watching my channel and for subscribing. I will see you later.